Hey there, how you doing? It's OldYellar. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, well, I'm gonna show you some parts of Painesville, Ohio. It is a very bizarre place. It's strange because it's an aspirational city that is covered and smothered in drug addicts, homelessness, bigotry, connections. You could be dead broke in one area and go to the next area of opulence. It has everything you'd ever want, from a train museum to parties in the park, homes, and a lot of history. The Underground Railroad goes through Painesville. So here are some crazy parts of Painesville.
My client was deported on Tuesday this week, and upon arriving at the border of Mexico, he was kidnapped and is currently being held for ransom by unknown cartel members, and his family is fearing for his life.
Friends and family by the dozens remembered a 16-year-old Painesville boy who was shot and killed this weekend. Classmates from Painesville Harvey High School joined loved ones to light candles and share memories of Yori Timley, a popular student who ran track and played soccer. Police say the shooting happened Friday night on Menor Avenue. They have not confirmed a motive, but Timley's mom says her son was shot while trying to return a video game to its rightful owner. She called the turnout tonight at the vigil heartwarming.
When I first came down, I was nervous, and as I watched all the cars, I wanted to cry, but I couldn't because it was all love.
A community is devastated after a train kills a young boy in Painesville.
The tragic accident happened late Tuesday night at the CSX Railroad crossing on Elm Street.
Tonight at 11, the recent 2010 census revealed one of the fastest growing Ohio cities is in our area. Our Rich Geyser takes us there to find out why.
It sits in the shadow of a nuclear power plant, and its only hospital was closed and torn down. But it does offer a small town feel with its churches, historic buildings, and open park areas. Painesville in Lake County has been determined to be the fastest growing city between Cleveland and Niagara Falls.
Thank you. A racial slur was spray painted on a home in one Lake County suburb. The graffiti has been cleared off from the garage on Colonial Drive in Painesville. It used a disparaging term against African Americans. The home was recently bought and the new homeowners have not moved in just yet. We spoke with one neighbor who says that attitude is not representative of their neighborhood.
Painesville gas station over the weekend. Rachel Polanski has the latest on the case that ended with a standoff between the driver and sheriff's deputies.
It was an ordinary Saturday afternoon, until it wasn't. It all unfolded at this Menor Avenue get-go in Painesville Township. As unsuspecting drivers were pumping gas, this SUV came barreling through, striking one pump and dragging it into the next bay where it hit a pickup truck with a child inside. The SUV then drives off, leaving behind a path of destruction as people.
There's other news to tell you about tonight in Painesville. Police are investigating a shooting that left 2 dead and 2 injured this afternoon. Mark Namick has the latest.
A large gathering on Moores Avenue, a short street with tightly packed houses, turned violent, neighbors say, during the filming of a music video.
I guess understanding it was a video, some people were shooting a video, and then it must have been a video gone bad or something.
Neighbors tell 3 News off camera the shooting left 1 dead and multiple people wounded.
Painesville city officials say too many people are calling 911 and taking away resources for actual emergencies.
Well, ONN's Kristen Severance is just back from Painesville. And Kristen, tell us more about why this is happening.
Danita, if you call 911, emergency crews will respond. They have to. It's the law. Painesville fire officials tell me, though, more and more of these calls are non-emergencies, and that could be a problem for everyone in the city.
Brand new at 5, Rensselaer police say they are not surprised that Robert Fisher died at the Elmira Correctional Facility this week.
That breaking update was first on 13 last night. Fisher only spent a few weeks behind bars after he was just convicted of murdering and raping little Josephina Cunningham. She was just 3 years old.
News.
Go left of that shot, Marty. Let's go a little bit more left, just past that EMS vehicle. A little bit more. We see another SUV. Keep going just a little more. Kind of over there. Yeah, that SUV right there appears to be up on the grass. That SUV seems to be in a strange position. Now, granted, if there's shots being fired, if parents were in their vehicles, you're going to drive anywhere you can to get out of the situation. We see a couple of vehicles there parked in the grass or maybe even abandoned. So as we're looking at this, you can start to see that this was probably pretty chaotic. As shots were being fired, you can see parents have lined up at the front of the school. They were told to bring an ID to potentially get their child out of school. Haven't quite seen any parents maybe coming out with their children.
And free outdoor music festivals going on now. In fact, a big one in Ohio. And you're invited. It starts tonight. It runs through Sunday. Each days, the music will be active from noon until midnight.
Yeah, PAINesville Party in the Park. It has musical acts of just every genre that you can think of. Everything from up-and-coming local acts, award-winning Cleveland musicians you might already know, and national touring acts. And that's where we find Stephanie Haney with our first look.
So weekends mean we need to get together with our friends and have some fun on the weekend. 30 acts, 2 stages, 1 location, and Stephanie Haney. All tonight at PAINesville's Party in the Park as it kicks off.
Yeah, Christy, it claims to be Ohio's largest free music festival, so our Stephanie
came out, and not surprisingly, they were not good.
No, they weren't. But today we're learning more about why some local district scores were shockingly low. Plus, one local superintendent is speaking out on how to fix the problem. Our Lindsay Buckingham joins us now live from the newsroom to explain. Lindsay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Jay and Lena. The scores are based on performance index marks, graduations, and attendance for the last school year. And by and large, they provide a snapshot of the negative impact the COVID-19 pandemic has had on student academic performance.
This morning, the city of PAINesville working on a new plan to attract more people to their downtown area.
Just recently, the city received $500,000 from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to build an amphitheater. The city's project also includes a mixed-use development site with apartments and restaurants.
Well, our team player here, Remy Murray, she's going to share how the community is reacting to this new development.
Tonight, News 5 is following through on our coverage of the land controversy that's happening between PAINesville and Menor. Menor has voted to continue using that 215 acres for preservation purposes, which PAINesville leaders say would impact their plans for economic development. News 5's Remy Murray is back on the story tonight and reports PAINesville says it's not giving up.
Love, not hate. Stop destroying hate. I'm still in shock but then I just realized that my mom has not slept in our house for 2 nights. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's actually real. Like, she's missing and we hope to get her back, but if not, and they treat.
Ladies walked in and were requesting to take home one of the younger students. And they said they weren't on the list to be able to take them home. They did a very good job at not releasing the student.
Parents trust us with their children for 8 hours out of every single day, and we do everything in our power to make sure that they are safe.
Schools were sent home or told not to come in after a second threatening call came in while Harvey's freshmen were being evacuated to Heritage Middle School.
And then they all started to call their parents or whatever, and my mom, she got nervous, like she was scared.
Caitlin's mom doesn't drive, so her grandmother came to the rescue of all of her grandchildren.
Oh, it was chaotic. There was cars everywhere, people trying to get their kids.
It was a madhouse this morning.
Painesville police told me the Lake County sheriffs and the FBI are now assisting. As of now, Painesville police have not made any arrests in this case, and the superintendent tells me tomorrow school classes at all 6 schools will resume with a little extra security. In Painesville, Dave Arnold, News Channel 5.
So we do know that shots were fired. We don't know if that car had actually been hit with gunfire at this point. We don't know the circumstances of this. We do want to reiterate that there were no students or school employees who were shot or were injured in this, although we are told that there were a few EMS transports from the scene, non-life-threatening injuries. So I guess I want to go back and say, I don't want to say that nobody was hit with gunfire. I guess from what they are reporting, what Painesville Township firefighters said, there have been a few EMS transports from the scene with non-life-threatening injuries. I guess what we could insinuate from that is somebody could have been hit with some gunfire, but it was non-life-threatening injuries. We do